Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Ciuraru. I'm a mortgage banker, born in Queens, New York, and currently living in Long Island. I'm a Roma from a family that immigrated here from Romania in the 1980s. It's actually a great honor to speak here at Columbia, because unlike most of you here today, I don't have much of a formal education. I was born to a 13-year-old mother and 16-year-old father. Brought up to think I was part of a traditional Roma family. Education beyond math and basic reading skills, even here in America, wasn't really encouraged. For some reason, even being born in New York didn't change the fact that we were outsiders living in someone else's country. I started school during the last 2 months of the second grade. So I was learning the alphabet while the rest of my classmates were reading. I was a very curious and attentive student, yet I still dropped out in the 8th grade. Even though I wasn't in school, I never stopped learning. I've always had family members by the dozens in my life giving me advice and guidance and support. I've also had the privilege of visiting over 30 of our beautiful states, as well as Germany, Italy, France, Hungary, and Romania. So I have no complaints about my life. Building my career was a huge learning process. I had to take a real estate course, a loan officer course, pass multiple state tests. Once certified, I had to work my way up from telemarketing and clerical work, sometimes spending more money than I was actually making just to keep trying to rise up to the position that I finally reached today. My job isn't exactly what most people call exciting, but I choose to see it as a continuing education. I've learned a lot about finances, investments, all over the country, as well as how individuals spend, earn, and lose their money. This career has helped me understand that what truly keeps anyone marginalized by society is just a lack of understanding how their own communities work. This stops them from finding a place to contribute their own talents to it. And I believe lasting success can only be accomplished by educating yourself in whatever field you want to pursue. My dream for the future is to start and run a nonprofit that promotes education for minorities by showing them how to achieve financial stability in their own life. I want to show minorities like mine that if we don't invest time educating ourselves, we'll always be catching up and struggling to survive. I met Christiano a couple of years ago because, having children of my own, I was researching Roma history and culture so I could tell them more about who we are and where we came from. And I ran across one of her opinion pieces in the New York Times. It was an article with a personal story of hers where she visited a friend's house and something went missing. Now, she knew she didn't do anything wrong, and the article was about her internal struggle of knowing she didn't do anything wrong but still feeling guilty just because she's Roma and fearing she might get blamed for it. This thought process was something I related to so deeply that I found her on Facebook and wrote her a short thank you for sharing. She sent me a message back a few months later, and we've been in touch ever since. Meeting Christiana and other Roma that are contributing to this cause has helped me have the courage to share my own dreams and aspirations, as well as work harder towards achieving them. A small example, I've always had a passion for art, but never spent a day at a museum until I met Christiana. My conversations with her made me realize that it was important enough to make time for, and I ended up spending a very memorable day with my wife and children at the Met, and I'll remember it for a very long time. We can't ask the world to accept us if we don't accept ourselves. So I'm very excited to see something like the Roma Peoples Project is actually coming to fruition. I wish growing up I could have looked up my history and seen that there is way more than one way of being Roma. I wish I could have seen that my life was also its own kind of normal. We Roma have so much culture and tradition instilled in us from our childhood, but we don't get to see it anywhere besides our own homes. I hope projects like this will bring to light all the conflicting information that we're told as Roma children growing up and help inspire the next generation to claim their respect. Thank you.